Alrighty, welcome to the Coburg Cycling Club Criterium at National Boulevard. We are back, baby. No more COVID. Well, quote, no more COVID. We are back to the regular programming of Criteriums. Back in October. We haven't had crits start in October for 2 years. We are back to, quote, normal. If you can call it normal. I'm back to normal because I'm attacking in the first lap of a crit. Out of the neutral zone, I go bang. I couldn't help myself anymore. I was so excited to start racing Criteriums once again. The local clubs are keeping bike racing on the road alive. This is what keeps bike racing alive, local Criteriums. Without the local Criteriums, road cycling in Australia will fizzle away into nothingness. Without the local clubs putting in local Criteriums, road racing ceases to exist, really. Without this, we don't race nationally, you know what I mean? It just doesn't work. You need the local crits. You need local racing. So we are back here. Unfortunately, the Coburg Cycling Club crit numbers have dropped from a few years ago. So more people come up to National Boulevard. It's such a great circuit. If you love being aero, if you love your big watt riders, big horsepowers, and you love bunch sprints, come down to this circuit. That's what it is. This circuit is big watt breakaway riders versus the sprinters. Such a great course to see the breakaway. Can that survive? It's against the odds. They're against the odds. Look at these long straights. Lots of crosswind. Today was picture perfect. Mr. Blue out today. Electric orchestra singing around, singing aloud. Mr. Blue Skies. But when there is crosswinds, this part of the circuit gets a bit tough. So that's the great thing about the circuit. So exposed. If you love crosswinds and love echelons, this is the circuit to do it. There's a new finish line as well. It's not a new finish line, but from the glory days of this circuit, the finish line used to be on this straight. Usually had a northerly prevailing wind, as we do in Melbourne in the summertime. There's usually quite a heavy, strong prevailing northerly, which means that the finish line is such a fast finish line, downhill, 70 kilometers an hour plus. This breakaway, Lewis Perryman. Sorry, man, I've forgotten your name, number 4. I don't know your name, but he was pretty strong today. He was real strong. In front of Aiden is Thomas Lombardi, number 9, on the Merida. Such a fast bike. The Merida, so underrated. It is one of the fastest bikes out in the market, and not a lot of people ride it. I don't know why. It's not Cervelo. It's not Specialized. That's probably why. And James Forbes has tried to bridge up to us, and I can see what's happening. This could be a moment where the race starts to blow apart, blow open, and I'm really hungry for a win. I'm really hungry for a long breakaway. Want to try and get away from Aiden. If I can keep Aiden away from my rear end, I've got a bigger chance of winning. Keep away Kerry Canappas because he's got a big sprint. Keep away Thomas Lombardi because all of them can probably out-sprint me. The only way I've got to out-sprint them is if the race is as difficult as possible. And then you can see in the camera, Aiden has gone full Bicky to try and chase us back. And unfortunately, he does just do that. Our numbers pretty high, as you can see on my graph on the left-hand side. That was the biggest peak of the day, right there. And for Aiden, he's gonna go pretty much now, and then followed by straight away by Tom, straight on that wheel. Those two can never get away from me, because if they do, that's basically race over. So I have to go pretty hard again and peak straight back up into that red line. Now, whilst we've got some calm here, I'll just run you all through the power numbers, power data overlay. As you can see, kilometers is on the bottom left. My data is different to Aiden's because he started his kilometer into the neutral lap. I've got the whole neutral lap, he doesn't. That's where the kilometer discrepancy is from. On the top of the screen, top middle, that's the graph. So if the power numbers, if all the power data was laid out in a line graph, that's what it would look like. Then you've got the power next to that, that's 30-second average. Then on the bottom, probably instantaneous, maybe 3-second average power. Then you've got cadence, RPM, distance. It's in kilometers, if you don't know kilometers and use the imperial system. If you are watching this from America, howdy. If you're watching this from England, sorry, the English accent, I didn't want to fail it. I could do howdy, but that's about it. And then you got speed, kilometers per hour. Mine and Aiden's are different. Sometimes they're really a bit different. I think that's just speed sensors. And then on the top right, that's the graph. That's where we are situated onto the circuit. So as you can see, this is perfect for the big horsepowers and the sprinters because it's just straight, long straights, easy corners. So much fun. And there goes Aiden once again. Over 1,000 watts. He's doing 630 watts for 30 seconds. I'm pretty close behind at 700. I'm a bit heavier than Aiden, I'm a bit bigger than Aiden. I have more CDA, so that makes a lot of sense. Aiden's super aero. He's gone full throttle, and guess what? I wanna show him who's boss. I wanna go around him. I just wanna put him in a little bit of a, oh, he's flying today. I just wanna spark some fear into his eyes. If I can get him to be a little bit scared, that's my goal here. Number 9, Thomas Lombardi. What a nice Maruto he has. I don't know about the flappy jersey. The flappy jersey is probably about 60 watts. Maybe not 60, but you get the point. You get the idea. And lots of grades on the circuit today. So we had women's grade as well, and we had C grade too. So good turnout for this week. For the first week was a pretty good turnout, but we just need more people. Let's come to National Boulevard. Let's make this race massive. Let's get the numbers back to what they were when Morgan Smith, Shannon Johnson were racing the circuit. They were the big days, the big glory days when I was still in B and C grade. I'll look up, wow, look at A grade. They're going so fast. Look at the breakaways. This looks so much like a professional race. So let's get it back, baby. And I've come back, drifted back to the end. See Carey and Parlay. That's a nice bike. Campagnolo. If you got Campag, that's the bike of the stylish. It's the Grupo if you're stylish. If you're cool, you want to rock Campagnolo. And as you can see, back to the race, some riders have slowly drifted off the front. Lewis Perryman sort of come off the front, attacked pretty hard, but no one's noticed yet. No one's really followed. There is a rider or two off the front. Guy in the white jersey who was on a breakaway with previously, he's sneaked off. And there goes Aiden. Let's have a look at Aiden's numbers. I think about up to 1,000. It wasn't quick enough to see. But the last 30 seconds he's done over 500 watts. So he's doing very cool. He's going to bridge this gap very quickly. And I'm biding my time. I'm waiting for Tom or for James or for someone else to really bridge this back. Tom Dell, I'm waiting for him to do a big burner and just drag us all up there. You know what I mean? I don't want to surge too hard. Because I want to save the legs. I don't want to do too much. And as I can see through these riders, that James or Tom, they were pulling pretty hard. They were trying to bring back Aiden. You don't want to give Aiden too much space because he will take it. You give him an inch and he'll take a whole foot. Yeah, there you go. Use the empirical system. Sorry, I just don't use the empirical system on the videos. So it's just all metric system. Anyway, and I can see James is sat up. Tom is about to sit up too. He flicks the elbow through and it's time to go. Over 1,100 watts. I hit the big numbers. 650s. average for 30 seconds, and Aiden's managed to get across. I can see that he managed to get across. He skipped a turn. That's good news for me, because I don't want him to go straight through and then rip it, and then I'll have no chance to try and bridge it back. But yeah, if the etiquette is that if you're a solo rider who's bridged across to a breakaway, you can't skip a turn. So anyone watching doesn't know the etiquette, the unspoken rule, you can take a turn out. But he's pulling through now. And this is bad news for me, because I have to get across this no man's land, this horrible feeling of being stuck in the ocean with 2 islands. I'm stuck in a little dinghy boat, no one else to find me, no sunscreen, no paddle, just stuck. And so basically, you want to get out of this situation where you're stuck in the Atlantic, stuck in the Pacific, nowhere else to go, you can't see land. You don't want the people behind you to catch up to you, because then you've just wasted all this energy. You want to really get across to this break as soon as possible. Bring no one with you, because you don't want to give anyone a free ride. Now I think I did get some distance thanks to these guys slowing for the half a second, and it gave me a half a moment to really bridge this gap. And I'm really hurting myself here. Doing this bridge was probably worth 3 matches. So I've spent my first match in that stupid solo breakaway. I spent another match trying to follow Aiden in another stupid breakaway. Now this match, worth probably 3 matches trying to get these guys. So I spent 5 tickets already. 5 tickets is already gone. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna have left once I get there. I'm not sure for what I'm gonna have left. And I think, thankfully, that was also a difficult bridge for Aiden, because he's not going as fast as what he could be if he was fresh. So thankfully for that, he's not going as hard. And I did see he looked back, so I'm not too sure what he was thinking when he did look back. Was he thinking, oh, I'm gonna sit up a bit? Or was he thinking, oh, time to drop him and give it some extra gas? But number one, he skipped a turn. So it's good news for me, because there's less people working, and I'm let him go through. That's perfect. I'm almost there. The last second is hardest to get up to. Onto the wheel now. I've made this break. And I know Lewis was going to ride pretty hard. I know this guy in the white. I'm sorry, man, I didn't catch your name. He was super strong in this race. Joined me in the first breakaway. Started this breakaway. And I look forward to seeing him this Saturday. Hopefully in another breakaway. We'll see what happens. Almost tomorrow on Saturday. By the time this comes up, you'll be tomorrow. But he was super strong. Unfortunately, he ran out of water. Again, we're almost in summertime. And if you're not from Melbourne, it's been pretty dicey this weather. Up and down. We are going through a La Nina. And in other words, some areas will be flooded, some areas will be drought. La Nina is just basically a lot of water very quickly in some areas. And of course, because of the way the climate works and how we're kind of screwed, some areas will be dry and dying out without enough water. Other places will be going, oh wow, look at all this water. We can't drink it because it's all mud now. So, unfortunately, for those living in flood areas, that's what life's going to be like. That's what life in Australia might be like very soon. Droughts and then floods. Droughts and floods. Bushfires and floods. So, but we're back to quote normal with all the Criteriums back. We're so glad they're back though. It's a great distraction from how tumultuous the world is becoming. So again, if you feel a bit upset about what's happening in the world, come up to Coburg National Boulevard. And what I've done here is I've sped this up because you can have a look to see how well we are working. Aiden was so worried about James and Tom bridging this gap. And I was trying to tell him, don't worry about it, man. They're not going to get us. Don't worry about it. As long as we keep rolling through, we'll be fine. For them to bridge up to us would have to be a 500 watt burner for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And of course, that didn't happen. I know they were chasing pretty hard. I was told the time gap got down to about 12 seconds. And there he is looking for a bottle. Unfortunately, ran out of water. Hopefully next week, you run out of water. So look forward to that. And yeah, you can see this course that you really do have to keep aero. Everyone in the break, except for you've got to be on the hoods or bend the elbows, get aero. And there goes Aiden for the sprint preem. Cheeky bugger said don't sprint, and he goes for the preem. I can't remember what he said, but I called him out about it after the race. I mean, not call him out, but he's going to get the sprint preem anyway. He's going to beat me in the sprint anyway. But I said, you said don't sprint. And he apparently he said, don't sprint so hard that we lose working together. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. He still went for the sprint preem. But he did do an extra turn. So, for those that don't know, if you're going for a sprint preem, and you go for the sprint and no one else challenges, the etiquette can be to do an extra turn to say thanks for not challenging me for the sprint preem. And yeah, so it's a good thing for A grade that it has sprint preems. So, again, if you want to come down to Industrial Boulevard, there's a sprint preem. And as I've noticed, re-watching this video for the 100th time, this is like a 60th take of doing this, how many people have aero socks? I mean, Aiden's got aero socks. I'm pretty sure the guy, Louis's got aero socks. Or maybe not aero socks. Oh, they're just, no, they're nice cycling socks though. Nice and blue colour. Not quite aero socks. But you know what I mean, right? A lot of people I'm seeing have got aero socks. So my question out to y'all, do you have aero socks? Do you use them? Do you reckon there's much benefit to it? I've just got some LA socks. So, do you reckon I should get some? Should I invest in some? And as you can see, it's just us three now. And Sir Sergio, which should be his legal birth name now, he should change it from Aiden to Sergio because he surges through. And as you can see, he's not happy with the pace that I want to sit at the front. Now, can you blame me? I don't really want to. I'm already pretty tired, and I don't want to just take you to the finish line so you can out sprint me. So I start to really try and, you know, fox him a bit, be a bit of a coyote, because I know that I'm pretty tired, and I don't want to ride this hard because they're not chasing us back, man. So, and that was the 3 laps to go. And I flick Lewis through because I'm getting pretty tired now. I'm getting really tired, and I want to try and save as much as possible. And he yells at me, of course. Aiden yells at me. He loves to yell at the breakaway riders. It's good fun sometimes, but I did just want to punch him in the face. No offense, bro. So I said to him, "Oh, I'm gonna throw up. Oh, I can't pull anymore. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna throw up." That's what I said to him. And so he comes back at me with, "Are you a man of your word?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." And so I said, "I'll let you have it if I'll let you have it. I'm not coming through anymore. I'll let you have it." "Are you a man of your word?" he responds. And I said, "Yes." He was okay with it. And he knows that he can't let me do this anymore. If I was fresh, he wouldn't let me do this because it's happened to him before. You know, Kerry Canapis, the big Cypriot, you know, foxed him last season. Aiden dragged him all the way to the finish line. Just those two, you know. Aiden dragged him all the way to the end. I was chasing solo, couldn't bridge the gap. Aiden carrying Kerry Canapis, and Kerry rolled him at the finish line in the last sprint. And Kerry got his first win at Coburg, thanks to outfoxing Aiden. So, in a nutshell, in short, if I was fresh and I did roll at the finish line, I'm not too sure what he would do, but I'm pretty sure fisticuffs would come out. We wouldn't be on speaking terms, that's for sure. It could possibly be an Australian version of Justin Williams punching that guy from Best Buddies, or the Best Buddies guy punching Justin Williams, depending on what you look at. Now, if you don't know who those two are, that's cool. They're not me. You know, they're some American guys. Very good sprinters, very good guys. But yeah, Lewis comes through. In hindsight, probably shouldn't have. But I looked back and the rest of the peloton, not too far away, but you didn't want to, you know, outfox each other too much because they would come back. So that little grey area time of, oh, could they come back? Could some fresh guy who'd been sitting on the entire race come flying through? Could that happen? Yes, it could. So that's why I guess he rolled through. And there goes Aiden. I try my best to follow, but 700 watts is all I could manage. And he takes the win. Lewis in second, I'll take third. I'm happy with that. Good to start off the first Criterium with some good numbers being hit by me. I look back, no one's coming, so it's safe to post up the third. So thanks for watching the video, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binaries. Come up to National Boulevard. It's good fun, lots of fun. The cafe's there to your right. It's closed today, that's unfortunate. Maybe the next week they'll be open. Don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more. Check out the Glenvale video. Carnegie's back, baby. Let's do a collab, Fresh Crits. Follow us on the Click Online. That's our new logo. Hope you like it. Hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow at Coburg, if you're racing Coburg. If you're not racing Coburg, what are you doing? Come do Coburg. That's the logo. Ciao.